time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
And what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Gore N More podcast. Today is the 6th.
June 7th.
I'm sorry, the 7th of June.
Yes.
Day off. Woo! And we are here to talk Hell House. But before that, let me introduce myself. I am not your host with the most, Mr. TJ Bowser. He is off on sabbatical. He wanted to take some peyote, go into the desert, find himself, and come back a new man per next week.
Let's hope he doesn't get lost.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
You can get lost in those spirit quests. There's something, man.
We got to ask him what a spirit animal is when he gets back.
It's a monkey.
Yeah?
Yeah, like a little tiny one, though.
I was going to go with Bigfoot.
Honestly?
Like,
no. It's Bigfoot, but it's a little miniature Bigfoot.
Dude, if TJ goes on a peyote trip and
he's hung
finds
Bigfoot.
Yes, it's a little miniature Bigfoot hung like a normal Bigfoot.
So he's just dragging fucking Wang on the ground.
And that is how you know it is TJ's spirit animal.
Oh, shit. Before we go any further than this, let me introduce my other co-host with me. You know him as the Dark Lord of Knowledge, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
And joining us from Somewhat Supernatural, Mr. Lord Scuba Steve Vasquez.
What's going on, baby?
Yeah.
Welcome, gentlemen. Today is going to be a fun doozy of an episode. We're a little scrambled compared to how we're usually set up, but that's all right. Show must go on.
Absolutely.
So the boys are going to bring it to you.
Yeah, we got this. We'll make the boss man proud.
Yeah.
And even if we don't, whatever.
Dude, we tried. Chad's been doing this longer than us, and you and I fucking host 2 other shows, man.
Yeah, we got
this golden, dude.
We got this.
But before this, we like to do our little slice of life. I can't do it. I'm gonna slice of life. I'm just gonna fucking.
Yeah, my voice does not hit that octave at all. So
no. That's why I do slice and dice on Fatality, dude. It's way easier. I can just say like
slice and
Fatality voice. And yeah. But Chad, how you been, brother?
I'm well, thank you. I've just been busy working and trying to stay out of this heat. We actually have a pretty nice heat wave going on right now where it's been about 90 the last couple days, which, you know, Scoobs, you're down there in Texas, you get that kind of weather all the time, so it's nothing big to you. But up here, it's like living in the jungle. It's been hot as hell. We've had the air conditioners running 24/7 for days. Johnny, you're just loving that pool right now, buddy.
Oh my God, dude. If you couldn't tell, I got some fucking color this week. That shit came in like, whew.
Yeah, it's hitting us hard, but man, it's nice to just, you know, have a nice cold beer after mowing the lawn. Yeah. Aside from that, you know, not much going on, just kind of chilling. You know, I did some family time with some family friends, you know, some kids, just chilling, you know, relaxing, playing some Days Gone. And it finally hit me, Johnny, Days Gone. Yeah. I had this whole, I'm really enjoying it. And I had this whole kind of feeling like, it's kind of like Last of Us. But then I'm riding along and I realized it's actually more like Red Dead. It's almost like a cowboy game set in modern times.
Yes.
I can see that. Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. So it's like almost like a Red Dead 3 if you wanted to go that route. But yeah, it's a really fun game.
Do you ever play Red Dead Online?
Did it when they had the beta. I haven't played it since.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a while either, dude. I actually just hopped back in the GTA 5, but I'm just interested to see where the online was shit, but it's been a few years. I heard it's amazing now. So I get
the first time I played it, I'm just standing there. I'm in the middle of a town. I'd go to one of those boards to look up bounties, and immediately somebody just ropes me, drags me out of town, and murders me.
Yep. Every fucking time.
I'm like,
every fucking time.
And I'm like, you know what? This is not what I wanted to play. I don't like free for all game. It's a free for all game. You know,
you got to have buddies with you. You can't
do the fucking Wild West. What do you expect? What do you?
Wild West. I was expecting like the sheriff or something to come out, you know, at some point to go after you. You know, that's what they always show us in the movies. But no, there was no Texas Rangers, nothing.
Nope, nothing.
Shout out to the boss man. Absolutely, sir.
What a boss.
Yeah. But yeah, that's maybe I'll have to go back in and try that. They keep adding new stuff to the online.
I mean, shit, dude, they still keep going with GTA 5. That shit's been out for like 25 years.
Yeah, my kid. Dude, my kid's playing that with my little brother, and I just hear them, and dude, they've done so much shit with it, and I'm like, holy fuck! Like, I stopped playing a long time ago.
It's insane what they added in. Like, yeah. And I don't know, it's probably only been like in a couple of years, but just like, dude, like the stunt races and shit, and like,
yeah,
that's the biggest thing with that game is literally everything's good on it or great. And when I say everything, I mean everything: the racing, the shooting, the story. You know what I mean? Like, it's so like, if you don't know what you want to play, just play GTA, and then you're just like, yeah, play everything. Fuck it.
It kind of is everything.
Oh, but it sounds like you.
But yeah, it wasn't bad. Scoobs, how about you, buddy?
Man, so I've been just working. It's summertime now. We had our last day of school on Thursday. We have our graduation coming up for my school this coming Friday, but there's no school. We don't have any students. Usually I'd be excited because this week would be my last week of school before summer vacation, because I get to take summer vacation off too. But this year I did the adult thing and they asked me to work summer school. Oh. So I said, you know what? Yeah, I'll work summer school. So I'm going to be working summer school this year, but it's really cool because I'm getting paid on top of what I already get paid. So it's not like I'm working, for nothing. I'm getting paid way more money, working the summer school. So we're just getting prepared for summer school, working on episodes for Somewhat Supernatural, getting paranormal investigations. We kind of took a little break from the paranormal investigations. We have our first one in about 2 or 3 months coming up this coming Monday, where we are investigating the very first morgue here in Nueces County. It is now a rock venue called the House of Rock, but they have tons of activity that goes on there. So we will be the first paranormal team to ever be allowed to go in and investigate overnight. So we're super excited about that. And, just working on cosplay shit and, hanging out with you boys. So that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. What about you, Johnny? What have you been up to?
Oh, man, let's see. It's been a hell of a week. Fucking right, dude. Right?
Fucking Brody.
We're just going to be piling in that money.
Shit. It's still working for the state. So, let's not get out of. Yeah.
State benefits, buddy. No. So, unfortunately, dealt with a little sadness in the family this past week with my wife's side. Did that whole thing, got over that, got to the weekend, enjoyed that, got a little burnt. It was nice, very hot. Did use the pool. Like
so you got a little toasty.
Little toasted. If you fucking watch, all right. So if you watch Saturday's episode with Mr. Brody and myself, I am like a lobster on that fucking episode, dude. It's fucking. I know I didn't burn. It's just like I got dude. I got some fucking sun that day. But it was a good day, man. Did some hardcore barbecue and made some greasy ass fatties, which are always delicious.
Yeah.
I had to actually quiz Brody if he knew what a fatty was, and he did.
Very nice.
And I was like, not the smaller like TJ and I kind of fatty. Like, I was like, what's a barbecue fatty? But no, man, that shit was delish. Other than that, got the camper ready, going camping next weekend. So nice. I'll be Brody and I will be taking a little hiatus, a 1 week hiatus on Fatality. But yeah, it'll be first camping trip in 3 fucking years, man. We haven't used that fucker. Yeah, just shit with the house like the year prior. And then COVID hit. So COVID kind of fucked everything last year. Yeah. So, okay. So 2 years out. I apologize. 2 years out. So, but still. So we set that bitch up, let her air out yesterday and got that all good to go. And
I've never been camping ever.
No?
Never in my 39 years of life.
We're up in New York, brother. I would love for you to come with me.
Well, it looks like I'm going to have to make a trip now.
There you go. Go glamping.
No. No. I'll give you. Listen, I will meet you at because like I'll usually hit state parks with like lakes and shit like that. Because obviously, they usually have nice walking trails. It's good to be at the lake if it's a hot days and go swim and all that shit. Like there's places that are kind of like whatever. Like they have like ponds and shit. But I'm like, dude, I can go to a pond right down the road. Like at my old man's. I have a pool, so I'm not going to go to a place that just has a pool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am going to be watching out for Madman Mars. Thank you, Brody. We're not going to be that deep in the woods, though. Unless we go up in the Adirondacks, it could be. But no, man. Usually, it's state park. You got your battery and you got propane. So I'm not saying you don't have like some essentials, but you can have electric at least. But the glamping shit, nah, dude. I have a pop up.
Yeah.
I don't have a toilet in there, so I don't need full hookup. I don't need cable when I'm camping. No. That's
If you're gonna do that shit, you may as well stay home.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just go to the hotel.
Hotels. Yeah,
get
go
out
to
of
a
the
fucking
house.
hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
I would go to like a spa too. Someplace you're gonna get like a massage and shit.
Yeah.
Like that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Happy
and I have
ending.
tons of camping equipment. A buddy of mine cleared out his storage unit back. It might have been about a year and a half ago when I was doing one of my Friday the 13th shoots. I needed a tent. And he was like, "Hey, I have tons of shit. I'll give it to you." And I was like, "Okay," thinking it was just little things here and there. Dude, no, like family size tents that you could fit like a fuck ton of people in. So my storage unit now has a bunch of stuff that I've never used, but nobody ever wants to go camping. Like my kids are like all bougie and shit. Like my daughter don't want to go fucking spend time in the woods. My kid, my son don't want to go spend time in the woods. He the first sound that he heard, he'd fucking be in my tent,
Like, okay. So when I say camping, like camping for me, and like there's obviously different levels of camping. We're not fucking hiking up a mountain with backpacks doing this shit. Not saying I wouldn't be down for that.
Yeah.
I'm a little out of shape for that shit at this moment in time. But
hey, round is a shape. Round is a shape, goddammit.
But no, like this is like you literally are just escaping responsibilities for like 4 days.
Yeah.
You don't set an alarm. You drink and eat as much as you want. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you still take care of your kids. You're way more lax about it. Can I go to the playground? Yeah, fucking go to the playground. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like as long as you could see it. But yeah, man, that's just like full on relaxing. And if you could ever make it up here, man, if you guys all could make it up here, Crystal Lake State Park is only 2 hours north of me.
Oh, I'm fucking down.
You just said Jason stuff. You just said Jason stuff, and you have camping. So, TJ, the smoke is obvious. That's like when you wake up.
That was a given.
That's like every 50 steps, dude. You need a recharge, and you're camping, so you're not taking a lot of steps, anyways. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying like you're just kind of unless you're taking a walk.
Gore N More. The Project Louder annual camping trip. We need to make it fucking happen.
Dude.
Gore, and where we just all sit around, we drink, we eat, we shoot the shit about our podcasts and about the network and come up with fucking ideas for shit.
That's not a horrible idea.
And we do peyote. Spirit fest.
I'm not I mean, dude, it's been a while since I've done shrooms, but either way, I'm not that they're the same, but
and we all pitch in to get Brody's ass here too.
Yeah. Listen. If there was ever a fundraiser I would be game to fucking put money on, it would be Flying Brody's sexy ass here. Yes. Dude.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that. TJ's got the mobile equipment. Could you imagine? Could you fucking the equipment? Could you imagine the fucking awesomeness that would ensue fuck. I think it'd be great.
Brody says they actually have Crystal Lake there, so there could be an Aussie version of Jason. Dude,
Aussie Jason.
There's a Jason twist for you. Jason can teleport to different Crystal Lakes around the world.
Oh, hey, every town has an Elm Street. Why can't every town have a Crystal Lake?
Right.
There you go.
Every region has a Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now all I could think of is every region has a Jason, like every region has a Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
What would be
There's
the
like
Australian
a Jason score that just trained Jasons?
What would be the Australian Jason? I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Humongous.
That'd be what's that?
Humongous.
Yeah.
From
Mad Max.
Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the Australian Jason.
That's the Australian
The
Jason.
original Jason.
In manties and all.
Right? Oh man. All right. So enough about all that shit. I think we should discuss what we came here to talk about today.
Yeah, let's get it.
Buddy.
And that is 1973's The Legend of Hillhouse. Legend of Hell House. And this was a Chad pick, by the way.
Yes, it was.
And may I say thank you for that, buddy.
Yeah.
My pleasure. It was my first time seeing it. I always wanted to see it. I figured this would be a good opportunity to watch it.
Nice. When Like, how long have you known about this? Just it's always been one of those ones in the bank.
Yeah, it's been kind of like stewing in my head for years. I've always wanted to watch this.
Did somebody put you onto it, or did you find like?
No, it's just one of those things where I'll randomly look up scary movies I haven't seen.
Nice. All right, so let's jump into this shit. Directed by John Hugh, written by Richard Matheson, produced by Albert Fennell and Norman T. Herman, starring Pamela Franklin as Florence Tanner, Roddy McDowell as Benjamin Franklin Fisher, Clive Revel as Dr. Lionel Barrett, Gail
Honeycutt.
I thought that said honeycunt.
I'm pretty sure she had a honeycunt.
As Miss Ann Barrett. Yeah, she was a spicy.
She was.
Yeah.
Roland Culver as Mr. Rudolph Douche. Douche? I'm gonna go douche.
We'll say douche.
We'll say douche. Fuck it.
Peter Bowles as Hansley. I'm gonna go with Hansley, even though it's Hanley. Michael Goh as Emmerich Velasco, uncredited. Music by Delia Derbyshire and Brian Hodgson. Cinematography by Alan Hume. Edited by Jeffrey Foote. Distributed by 20th Century Fox. Released June 15th, 1973. Runtime of 95 little peoples. Budget?
I couldn't find the budget. I could not find it. I looked so many places.
But we found a gross.
We did.
Got $2.5
million.
All righty. So before I tell or ask our Dark Lord to say his line, I'm going to give a heads up, and I apologize. For some reason, the videos will not upload the normal way, so we're going to do this a little bit of the ghetto way. But Chad, if you could, sir.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
What in the name of God? What did he do to make this house so evil?
Murder, vampirism, cannibalism, drug addiction, alcoholism, sadism, mutilation.
How did it end?
If it had ended, we would not be here.
He's inside me. Even as I'm speaking to you, I can feel him just waiting in there to take over.
The house tried to kill me. It almost succeeded. I don't accept this. I do not accept this!
Naked, drunk, fighting. Oh, please get me out of here. Please.
Florence.
All righty.
That was actually a pretty sweet trailer.
Right? It was actually, I feel like they didn't even have to go that long, but they did.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it really didn't give much away.
Yeah, they could have cut that by 30 seconds and it would have still been enticing.
Yeah.
Right. The whole scene with what's his name there in front of the fireplace when he's having his little, I don't know what that was, heart attack.
I honestly thought he was going to die of a stroke. Like I thought they were just going to off him that way and say, "Oh, he had a stroke. He's gone."
Yeah,
I agree. Chad, you're frozen on my side, but I hear your audio and everything, and you're green.
He's moving on mine.
Yeah.
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 All right. So for me, it's just fucking up.
That's weird.
Continue. Oh, there you are. I was gonna say you're full green, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, dude, awesome pick though, bud.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm not really big on like 70s horror, you know. I mean, there of course I love all horror movies, but I'm not really big on 70s horror. And this was a really good movie. Not something that I ever thought I would watch. It was really good.
But it's early 70s.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah, this predated The Exorcist by a year. So was Exorcist 74 or 75? It was 74.
Yes.
74, and then Texas Chainsaw was 75. So it was really before, we got kind of that grindhousey era.
Yeah. No,
this was
76, wasn't it? Town of the Dreaded Sundown was 74. I thought Texas was 76. I could be.
You sure? I'm pretty sure it's 75.
Okay, no.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna look.
I was thinking it was the year before I was born. That's why.
It's very possible.
But yeah, this is still carrying over from like the 60s psychedelic horror kind of spilling over, and this is the end of the Vietnam War era. So we had that kind of playing into this as well. But I don't believe there was a lot of haunted house kind of movies around at that time.
Well, I mean, if you look like older, I mean, there was like, what was it? A Haunting.
Yeah, The Haunting, The House on Haunted Hill. But those were
those were 50s. But I mean, like I said, to watch one from that era, I mean, it was good. It was a damn good movie.
It was, and the effects I feel like are they're on par, and if not better than some shit that we get nowadays.
Yeah.
Yes.
And some people might say it comes off as a little cheesy, and that could honestly just be the way it was filmed. Mm-hmm. Everything now is filmed a lot closer, more intense, shaky shots. Where this was just like, this could have been like if you went to a Disney haunted house and you walked in and all the shit was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I was getting that. That's exactly what I was thinking watching this too. That's funny you mentioned that.
The Disney haunted house?
Yeah, this had like a haunted house attraction feel to it, more than just like The Conjuring.
Just the way it was, not only just the way stuff moved, but how they had it set up. Mm-hmm. Because anybody who's worked in a haunted house or obviously enjoys them enough to, you've been a lot, you start to see a pattern. You know how to set it up, because you could try setting up a different way, it won't work. You know what I mean?
I think just even the house itself kind of evokes that whole Disney haunted mansion feel.
It does. Yep. Just because it's so luxurious and over the top, and just like it makes you feel like this is a fucking mansion, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And for only 4 people really in the movie. I mean, there's a couple extras, but for the main part, for like this movie was like, I wanted more. Yeah,
this was very minimalist, and it was just the right amount of that.
I mean, they were only there for
be longer. Like, I don't know why, but like, not that it.
Yeah, I mean, they were only there for 4 days, 3 days total throughout the movie, and there was time jumps. So we could have essentially gotten more movie because of the time jumps that they had in the film.
Boys.
Oh,
he's cutting in.
Oh, yeah.
Snip, fucking snip.
Fucking kills me.
Duty there, folks. It is I, your DKB here, back for another episode of Gore N More. And this week I'm here to talk to you about, well, let's face it, one of my new favourite horror films from the 70s. And that is The Legend of Hell House. Oh, sorry about my stroke there. I thought I fucked it up. Now, I went in watching this film blindfolded. For some weird reason, I was thinking we were going to get zombies. Thank fuck we didn't this week. And we got to witness my favourite subgenre of the horror genre, the gothic horror. Now, what I love about the gothic horror subgenre is that it's, yes, you create this dark atmospheric presence of the supernatural. And I love it how we go back to the old days of like these huge mansions and homesteads, and with beautiful production design and beautifully laced out characters in a very clever and witty script. I mean, the dialogue in this film is fucking fantastic, and when each character is talking to each other, we believe we feel for these characters. We believe that we're there. We're a fly on the wall watching them unfold and down this downward spiral.
I love how his light,
it just flares up.
And like he just gets that much clearer. And like
this film was fantastic. Whoever picked it this week, me, love you a long time.
Yeah, thanks, Brody.
We get fuck all violence in this film, and that's okay. And I find with the gothic horror subgenre, you don't need that. You don't need that. I mean, look at The Others. Look at The Orphanage. There's fuck all violence. It's just clever storytelling. I think the only one that really comes to my mind is The Conjuring. You know, you could basically say, well, there you go. I reckon this film is inspired of a lot of films today, including The Conjuring. I could see a little bit of The Conjuring in the cinematography department. Oh, James Wan, I reckon he's pinched a few ideas out of this film and placed them in that. So, you know, the production design on this film was fan-fucking-tastic. Mm-hmm. But the storytelling towards the end was what really sold it for me. I really enjoyed the ending. Now, the ending, a lot of people are going to say that it just ended like that. I will admit, I was one of them people that thought the same thing. However, I do like the way that it ended, because once they explain the little bit of a twist to you, you sort of think about it while the end credits are rolling, and you still got the visual of this house just laced out across the screen, and you're like, it's actually triggering shit in my head that actually haunts me. Like, it actually makes me think, it makes me conjure up this fear and paranoia of what's actually going to happen next. And I'm actually surprised that Netflix hasn't snaggled this film up and turned it into a TV series like Flanagan's other films, shows.
It might be listening.
The Haunting of Bly Manor and The Haunting of Hill House. So, but yeah, in saying that, I'm going to give it this week a Gore N More score of a 4.1. I found this film so fucking...
Damn.
I enjoyed it. Wow. It's a fan-fucking-tastic film. And yeah, I only wish I had seen this earlier in my life. But in saying that, this is your DKB signing out. I hope you have a great evening, and I will catch you next week, boys. Cheers.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
I wasn't expecting him to enjoy it that much. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
It was a good movie though, dude.
It was.
Okay. Coming in 1973, I'm not gonna lie, and this might me being like a little like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I always get a little weary on like the older we go, because you just don't know. Like, you know what I mean? That's definitely tiptoeing out of what I'm like my comfort zone, I would say, for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like it just seemed like such a random. I've never heard of this, I will fully admit. So, never. And if it wasn't for you, Chad, I would have never watched it. So like I said, thank you, because it's a great haunted house movie.
What I love is the title alone just catches you. It's The Legend of Hell House. You know, that sounds great. And it absolutely delivers on everything that it promised too. My only thing, and I was thinking of this earlier, is the whole, okay, so let's go to the whole dinner scene where, you know, shit just starts going all south. You know, the table's shaking, everything's breaking. There's fire coming out of the fireplace. And I was sitting there thinking, you know, man, I really wish there was more of that in the film. But looking back, I'm like, no, because if there was more of that in the film, it wouldn't have been as an enjoyable experience. It would have been too theatrical. This is more subtle. This is, you know, seeing something out of the corner of your eye horror that really resonates and just gets deep into your head.
Yep. And that's what I liked about it, because doing that, I do kind of what was in this film. The minimal approach, it's more realistic. It gave me chills watching this film, because I have witnessed things flying off of a shelf. I have witnessed things moving. I've seen things out the corner of my eye. And I've never seen a fireplace, you know, shoot fire at me, which I hope I do.
Fucking awesome.
Fingers crossed, you know, but
no, dude, I don't want to see you get hurt. Stop that.
I won't get hurt. I got them fast reflexes. I'll jump out of the way. But no, I mean, it's being, you know, on that aspect of it, I loved it because it was more realistic than the Hollywood films that we get today. But I did, like Brody said, I did get a Conjuring feel to it. I could have seen this being a film in that franchise. You know what I mean? Like if they were easily put into that franchise. It was a great movie. Great.
You know what's gonna be funny is because was it the third one just dropped on HBO?
I watched it twice.
You watched it twice?
I watched it twice already.
Okay. Well then, I'm just gonna straight up ask you, without trying to give away any spoilers or anything on the new movie, obviously. How would you compare it to this movie? Like, granted, that's a third in the series. This is the first one.
Well, I mean,
or
really the only thing that even can compare in them both is that they have paranormal investigators in them.
Fair enough.
Because the new movie is more of a supernatural crime than anything. It's more of like a supernatural crime drama than it is a horror movie like the first two.
It's
completely different.
There.
It's completely different. No, I mean, it sticks on the supernatural side. It's not like
I'm just saying, like, that was like the crime drama shit. That wasn't not a bad thing.
Well, yeah, but Emily Rose, you know, they went and, you know, they would give you the supernatural and then the logical. This is, you know, it's still all on the supernatural. You know, it follows Ed and Lorraine trying to figure out the shit that's going on, which was great. I enjoyed it because it was more of the investigative side, like I said. I enjoyed it. It's not the best. Don't go in expecting Conjuring 1 or Conjuring 2. And the end credits, when the credits start rolling, that gave me the chills more than the whole fucking movie. Because they actually play the exorcism, the actual tape, the audio tape from the actual exorcism of I forget the boy's name, but they play the actual tape from his exorcism that Ed and Lorraine did. And dude, that right there gave me chills. Now let me tell you why it gave me chills. You exorcised a demon from this kid. You're playing this for mass audiences. Do you know what fucking potential portal you could open with this shit? Like, instantly when I heard that, I was like, oh, fuck that. Like, that was the scariest thing to me about that fucking movie. Watch it. It's fucking insane. It's insane.
Nice.
Will do.
Nice. Yeah.
I'll put that on my Scuba Steve's recommendation list.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, let's go back to fucking Hell House, dude.
Yes, Hell House. Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything? I mean, I feel like there's a lot to discuss that we haven't really. Oh, you know what? I got to do it just because my wife said it in the chat, but can we talk about the ghost sex?
Oh,
yes. We can talk about that. There's actually the book that this was based on actually had a lot more of this.
It was more gratuitous. I'm assuming.
It was. This was toned down for a PG rating. And you got to remember, 1973 PG. Like back, you had PG and R and X. That was it. There's no PG-13, nothing. So,
which can we? This is our second PG film on this podcast, I believe. Well,
yeah, I didn't even realize it was PG. I was hoping for a titty. I was disappointed I didn't get a titty.
It could have been there. It could have easily been there.
Easily been there.
There are PG movies with titties. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Ah, yeah.
Howard the Duck.
No, duck titties.
Duck titties, yes.
Anytime we can bring up duck titties on this show, it's going to fucking happen.
Duck titties and Bigfoot dick.
Oh, right. Ugh, smells like fucking.
God damn it, I'm making that shirt. That's going to be a shirt. Duck titties and Bigfoot dick.
Holy shit, dude. But no, so that was a whole very like weird, uncomfortable scene because it wasn't really like a rape scene because she kind of like.
Well, she allowed it to happen.
Right.
Yeah, she allowed it to happen.
She was very uncomfortable with it, but she was like, yeah, okay. But
it was like Ray. It was like Ray in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but I don't think Ray was not.
Read the Tobin Spirit Guide. Read the Tobin Spirit Guide.
I know, but
it's in the book. I got the book. I got the book right there, and it says in the Tobin Spirit Guide, he kept going back to that location for more and more investigations. So,
hey, speaking of that scene, whatever happened? I know they found that scene that was cut from the film, and they were going to release it in some form, but they never have yet.
What?
The full. Yeah, the full version of it where they're in the full Civil War gear.
Huh. I don't know.
Wait, are you talking about the Civil War gear? You're not talking about when they played the bums and stuff too, right?
No. I'm talking about that whole scene with the ghost. It wasn't originally supposed to be, the dream sequence. It actually happened. What they were investigating. They're investigating like a Civil War battlefield or something.
Yeah.
I
don't remember exactly but there is a full story to it.
You know what? I know the right people to ask on that, and I could get back to you on that.
Yes, get back to us. Because when I read that in the Toby Guide, I laughed my ass off. Because it was great.
I still haven't read that. It's sitting on my shelf yet.
Read it. It's good. It's a good read.
Awesome. So we got ghost sex. We got.
Okay, can we talk for a second just how unintentionally hilarious the cat attack scene was?
God damn it!
Well,
that
I mean,
that was great.
I was going to bring this up in later things, but
me too.
Talk about it now because we can bring it up again.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. First and foremost, this is our second hilarious cat fight on this podcast.
What was the first one?
Cat dead. Details later.
Oh, yeah, of course. And I was even thinking that watching that too.
Yeah, dude. How could you not? But that was way after the fact. So you almost kind of wonder if whoever, what's his name, directing Reanimator was like, yo, that shit was hilarious.
You know what? The scene actually makes me think of the scene of Ben Stiller fighting the dog, and There's Something About Mary.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Comical like that. Yeah, because it wasn't scary. They tried
it was
to
not
make
scary.
it scary, but I laughed. I was laughing. I was like, "What the fuck,
dude? This is some mean pussy right here. Like,
right.
This is like Salem from Sabrina Teenage Witch, dude. Just like, but he found some fucking cocaine in the alley. And
was the cat? Was he possessed by the ghost? Possessed the cat, or was it just a fucking?
That's what they said. Yeah,
the ghost possessed the cat and used it as a weapon, and then killed it. Apparently,
yeah. Well, yeah, but then he was chilling at the end.
Right?
When they closed the gate. He was back alive.
Right? He was. Yep.
Oh, what if the cat was the ghost?
Cat ghost.
The
cat dead.
time.
Details later.
Oh,
yeah, ghost cat.
He is a ghost cat, Brody. You were, yeah. He's church, but
ghost pussy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh God. You just mentioned that. That just reminded me. Just going back, I forgot to mention this during my slice of life. But so the other day, we're listening to music at work. I had, playing Spotify for the room, and Hello Mary Lou came on, and Sure enough, the song's playing and lights are flickering. So she's still out there making her presence known.
Wow. There's some fucking juju on that shit, dude.
There is.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I play that song one more time, it's going to conjure her like the Driller Killer in Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Dude, that movie fucked me up when I was a kid when I watched it, and I'm really pissed that I missed that episode. But that movie fucked with me so much when I was a kid.
Prom Night 2?
Really?
Yes, dude. Yes, that it scarred me. I don't know why, because I watch it now and I'm like, that's not that bad. But when I was a kid and I watched it, dude, she scared the living fuck out of me. Like,
I can see why.
Horribly.
Yeah, when she comes out and she's still she's got those big eyes and she's like, oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I can see that being nightmarish.
Horrible.
Oh, anyways,
for the audio only listeners, Brody says, "I hate cats. I would have drop kicked that. See you next Tuesday out the mansion windows."
So we got great effects. Amazing cat fight scene, which was just hilarious and possibly one of the best things in cinema ever that we watched.
That cat was going all full on ninja on that.
Dude, he fucked her up though.
He did.
But she didn't even fucking try to she tried to defend herself, but there was so much shit in that room she could have picked up and just fucking beat the fuck out of that cat with.
Yeah, but think about how that would change the vibe completely.
Well, I know, but because
if she just straight up Jack Black and grabbed and then fucking booted the thing off a brick, you know what I mean? Love this. I would
have slammed that motherfucker in the wall or some shit.
I was thinking she would have grabbed the light. Grab the light, just been baseball bat it.
Well, didn't she hit it with something? She grabbed something and she hit with it and then she threw it. And I was like, why the fuck would you throw it? You had it in your hand. It fucking beat the fuck out of that cat.
Right. Just beat the shit out of it. But if it's a ghost cat, good luck with it.
Yeah.
It is now.
That's true. Anybody that goes back is fucked. Which, if memory serves me right, is it every 20 years? It seems like somebody goes and investigates this house. Is that what it was like?
I don't remember how many years they said, but I know they said there was 2 other teams.
Because I feel like the two gaps, where I feel like the gaps themselves were 20 years apart. Because like the murders happened in like 29 or something.
That would sound to be right, because Fisher was like a young guy when he survived it.
Right. Because okay, so we're 73. So I think they said 57. So it would have almost been. And then I think he said the actual original incident happened in the 30s or the 20s, maybe. It was close, I guess.
I want to say like 29 is what they said initially.
Okay. So it wasn't exactly 20.
You know, it was 29, and let me tell you why I remember it's 29, because they said it's 1929, and I thought to myself, oh, that's when my grandma was born. So I do. Oh. It was 29. It was 29.
And they said the house was made in 1919.
Yeah.
Which that seems
fairly new for a house like that.
Yeah. Thank you. For like, and we're talking 73, so obviously you got to put yourself in that time. But 1919, it's like that was
house is barely 50 years old.
Yeah. I don't know, which is crazy.
Yeah, but you got to think too. It's about the
massacre.
Exactly, about what occurred there, and the
what was it, 29 victims?
I don't remember what he said.
29 kills was the first one. I don't know.
No,
I'm pretty sure it was something like that. Like it was a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember. But a lot of it had to do with that altar room that was in there, you know, where they had his
chapel
corpse, you know.
Oh, by the way, I loved that twist. I did see that coming as soon as he's mentioned the walls. I'm like, oh, the walls have got to be lead.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Superman.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought first. I was like, Superman can't even see in here. Yes.
Yeah, when he said,
he's so diabolical.
These walls are lead. He was a genius. I was like, really? He was a genius because he made fucking lead walls? Like, come on.
I mean,
but you know, the one thing that did
young mediums.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that did irk me about this movie was the overuse of the fog machine. Like that was, like, it was just way too much for me. I think, like at the beginning when they're walking into the house and it's just like way too. I know it's supposed to be foggy out there, but
wait, where are they? They're in
England,
London, right?
They're in England.
See, I just kind of took it as that because I'm like, it's always gray and always like. That's just, I don't know.
I don't know if it snows over there. Does it snow over there?
Not as much as it does here.
I feel like it's like Seattle. Like it just rains all the time.
Yeah, okay. I think that's kind of what it is.
Okay, because I figured Christmas time, you know what I mean? And I can't say, oh, it snows everywhere Christmas time because, I mean, fuck, it's summer 24/7 here. But I didn't know if it snowed over there or not. But with it being, you know, Christmas time during this movie.
How about that it takes place around Christmas time. It ends on Christmas Eve. And Christmas is never even mentioned.
Yeah, they never even mention it at all.
That was a weird.
Like, oh, I'll pick you up on the 24th. I'm like, that'd be Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to kind of go into that more like religious tone of Jesus maybe and stuff like that, but it honestly didn't. It had it a little bit in the beginning, you know what I mean? Like obviously with the medium and shit, but I don't know. It was, once again, dude, fantastic pick. I can't say it enough.
I'll definitely watch this again.
So let me ask you, how much did you find behind the curtain?
Well, I did find a good bit. And by the way, this is based on a book by Richard Matheson, who also wrote I Am Legend.
Oh, fucking nice.
Yeah.
Hey, FYI, we didn't even give the plot rundown to the movie for the movie.
You want?
Oh my God, no, we didn't.
We just fucking skipped it like
holy
completely.
Shit! Wow. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. Okay, the plot rundown.
Dude, we did this on Fatality too. That's my bad.
You know what? It's just we have this great dynamic going.
We got the three amigos here. We got this.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, so it sits here shrouded in mist and mystery, a nesting place for living evil and terror from the dead. It's Hell House. Roddy McDowall heads the cast of this exciting chiller about 4 psychic investigators, technically only 2 psychic investigators, And the dark, brooding mansion they call the Mount Everest of haunted houses. It's already destroyed one team of researchers. Now this brave quartet ventures in for another try at unraveling its secrets. But before they succeed, they must suffer through madness, murder, and everything else that the spirits who dwell here have in store for them. Yet learning the truth just might drive them all insane.
This is
So that everything else is what we already talked about.
yeah. Now you're up to speed. You're up to speed with what we're talking about.
Nice call, Scoops. Good call on that.
That's funny.
We were so eager to talk about this bitch. We just were like, no,
We're some peppy little spit fucks.
Okay. Writer Richard Matheson toned down the graphic violence and more intense sexual scenes of his novel to give the screenplay for the film a more brooding atmosphere. So instead of gothic horror, it could have been kinky horror, like Hellraiser shit.
I mean, it was kind of getting there.
It
was a little bit.
Dude, and that's why I said I was like really disappointed I didn't get to see a titty, because when she took her, I was like, come on, camera, a little bit lower. Let me see them, because she's the hottest one here. Let's see it.
She was definitely selling that table scene. I got to say that for sure. Like, it's like, all right, this chick's down for orgies. Let's go.
Yeah, she was. She
totally
flat out
down.
said it.
Yeah. The biting. I love that they had that in the trailer, dude. I was like, yeah, just in case you need it again. But oh my goodness.
The original novel was set in New England with an American team of psychic investigators. The storyline was changed to fit the movie's production in England with British actors playing the investigators.
Nice.
I feel like I liked it the way it is. Like, I don't know how it would have been the other way around. Could have been good still.
I kind of want to read the book now.
Right?
I don't really know that if it was they changed the setting, it would have made it really that different. Because the movie's about the house.
It's not the setting, it's the people though. But like,
yeah, it's the house and the people.
If they make him American, like, I don't know, like how much does it change? Like, I don't know.
I think the accents had a lot to do with it being creepy for me. You know what I mean? For me, like I said, anytime I hear like stories or something about like overseas or anything like that, it always scares me more for some reason, just because their history is a lot older than what we have here in the States.
No, I agree.
So for me, it's just like a deeper rooted evil that could have been there as opposed to what was here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there might not have been as effective. Yeah.
With our main investigator, he's got that, like, deep kind of just, is he British, I guess?
Yeah.
British accent. And I don't know, the whole like church scene with him coming in and talking to that other random dude who just told him about the job. Like, I don't know, man, that shit just, I don't think it would have worked the same way, like him meeting up with an American dude.
That's another thing. He's sitting there saying he's going to give him 100,000 pounds. I'm thinking to myself, is that a lot of money? How much is 100,000 pounds?
I thought the same thing.
I wonder, I should look up that ratio.
But 100,000 pounds in 1973.
You got 1973 too. So that could be like 2.5 million for all we know.
Yeah. I'll give you 50 cents.
I'd do it for free.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do it for free. That's a pretty fucked up house. Okay. While you're looking at it, Richard Matheson originally wanted Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor to star in the film.
Ooh.
Yeah, 1973, Elizabeth Taylor.
I don't think that would have been as scary, though. I don't know. I don't see Liz Taylor being that kind of like actress to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like this style of movie. I mean, I'm sure she could have pulled it off, but.
Well, it just said that's who Richard Matheson had in mind. He was just a writer. He doesn't have any really say in it. Like, that's just basically who he envisioned when he was writing it.
Yeah.
I mean, Richard Burton might have been good, but I don't think I could have seen Liz Taylor in this.
No.
Okay, the unsettling tales of Emmerich Belasco's acts of debauchery and evil at Hell House were loosely based on stories involving occultist Aleister Crowley.
I got that. Like when they were talking about it, I could get that. Yeah.
Yep.
I made the connection very quickly.
You still looking for that, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm not finding it. Fuck it. I'm done. It was going to make me do math, and I'm not doing math. Fuck that. We're here to talk about
I already graduated. I don't need to do math.
Yeah,
fuck all that.
The old books that Anne Barrett sees lined up in the cabinet are titled, from left to right, Obsessive Acts and Religious Practices by Sigmund Freud, The Worship of Priapus by Richard Payne Knight, The Psychology of Sex by H. Ellis, Sin and Sex, Conation Volition, Sex and Celibacy by T. Long, The Anatomy of Abuses by Philip Stubbs, Phallic Worship and Autoerotic Phenomena in Adolescence by K. Menzies.
Which that's the one she went for right away.
That was.
Yeah.
It was. Autoerotic.
I didn't know if we were going to find like an asphyxiation scene, dude. Like I figured like maybe that was where it's going when I kind of saw that book.
I was waiting for that too, actually.
I was like,
surprised
oh, dude, like, she's going to go like, she's going to get so horned up, she's going to kill herself on a doorknob. Like it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, that could be in the book. We don't know.
I really want to look for this book now, I feel. Like,
yeah, I think so too. I almost want to see a more direct adaptation of it too. Keep the setting in England.
It would have to be it would have to be definitely an R though, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Give me a titty. I need a titty.
But you said the ghost sex stuff was more intense, so I wonder like what are we talking here? Like
probably what it was. I mean, and I'm just assuming because they didn't really show a lot at first, you know, when she's first in the bed and she tells it no, you know, because she does before she says, okay, let's do it. She kind of fights it off. Maybe it was more forceful. You know what I mean? It was more of like like more like
the entity.
Yes. Yeah. Like the entity.
Wait, which one is that the one where the chick is like in the hall and they catch her on the security camera? No.
She gets raped by a ghost. It happened here in Texas. It's like a very well known.
Yeah, but that's the one where it's like the girl is like it's in a hallway and it's on a security camera and they like think she's crazy, but like that's actually like her getting. That might be a totally different movie.
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while.
Wait, I think I know what he means. There was a scene where they did. It
was like
it was like the sleep study or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, the sleep study. Yeah,
they were doing like a sleep study and like the ghost like.
Yeah, it was like.
I think that's what you mean.
Yeah. Okay.
No. I mean, it's been a minute, so but
I was gonna say I forgot I watched that movie until you brought it up, and I was like, "Oh wow, that was in the bank."
By the way, the last line of that movie would make Brody proud.
You'd have
when she walks into the house and the demon rover just says "Welcome home, cunt."
Yeah,
and then it ends.
But if Scuba Steve ever gets a pick, that's Scuba Steve's pick. The entity.
The entity.
The entity. That's Scuba Steve's one pick.
All right, that's 2022, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
You never know. We may need an alternate title this year.
That's very true. There's always ones that you can't find. Yeah, it's definitely happened. What else we got, brother?
Early in the film, in her and her husband's bedroom, Anne Barrett is seen holding the novel Sentimental Education by 19th century French author Gustave Flaubert. The novel was no doubt deliberately chosen for her to hold by the filmmaker, since much of the film and the novel is about passion, sex, and desire, making it fit in well with the highly sexualized and erotic nature of much of the film. It also foreshadows her later scenes and hints at her repressed sexuality.
Ooh. Sounds delicious.
So she went from the good girl to the bad girl.
Right?
The fucking Brody. I just saw what he said. He is that demon. Brody Kane is the entity.
Welcome home, cunt.
Well, then that just changes the whole dynamic of the movie now. Holy fuck. Nice.
Okay, while the film was released in the US with a PG rating, in the UK, it curiously received an X rating at first.
Oh, shit.
For what?
They're very repressed over there.
This was pre-Nasties, right? Nasties was the 80s. Yeah. Miserable motherfuckers.
During the heyday of VHS, this film was considered highly collectible.
I feel like it still would be.
I wonder if I could find it on eBay.
Have you guys by chance seen the poster for it, the movie poster?
The one
that's with the big skull over the house.
Big skull, right? Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
That would be nice to find, dude. I'm sure you could find it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then they came out with that bullshit cover that's on probably what we all maybe some of us watched it on, but it was like that bullshit like blue and black cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crap. That looks like when it's like re-released on a Walmart DVD for like $5. Here you go.
It's in the $5 bin.
Yeah.
Okay, despite the main characters being British, in real life, Roddy McDowall was the only cast member to have been born in Britain. Clive Revill was from New Zealand. Pamela Franklin was born in Japan. And Gail Hunt hailed from America.
Oh, nice.
All right.
I had no idea.
New Zealand, huh?
Yeah. He was a Kiwi.
Yeah. Fucking A. What else we got, bud?
Whereas the style of the Belasco house in the novel was similar to 20s America, the style shown in the movie had a more gothic look.
And it was a very good look.
Yes, it was. The plot of both this film and the book in which it is based, both written by Richard Matheson, have several details shared in common with Shirley Jackson's 1959 novel, The Haunting of Hill House, and subsequent movie adaptation, The Haunting, in which a party of four, some psychic, some skeptical, some British, some Americans, stay in an extremely haunted Gothic mansion house with a terrible history for the purposes of scientific study, and all are plagued by unseen terrors. It is to both of these films credit that they only partially resemble each other. So they're two separate things that just kind of play on the same theme.
Well, every time you say haunting, all I can think of is fucking Owen Wilson getting eaten by that weird like lion ticking thing. No,
I don't seen it in a long time.
That was in the
Yeah.
remake one, but
I hated the remake so
much.
It
was terrible. It was fucking god awful. If we ever reviewed that thing, I would get like a 0.2. I'm pretty sure.
I saw that on a Saturday afternoon for like $2 at a local theater, and I'm like, I don't think I got my money's worth out of this.
I think I used to have it on VHS or something because it was like
I might have it on DVD, like unopened. I've never opened it.
It was bad. Like Catherine Zeta-Jones was terrible in it. Like,
the house itself was really cool, but the rest of the movie itself was horrible.
The main chick, she was awful in it. Like, it's just Liam Neeson was good, but he's just Liam Neeson. You know what I mean? Like, and the CGI was just straight up 99 CGI.
Yeah, it was awful. Okay, last bit here. So when Dr. Barrett meets his demise towards the end of the film, most video releases, including the one we watched, depict one of his instruments exploding, then cut to the scene in which Mr. Fisher and Mrs. Barrett return to the lab and find his dead body under a fallen chandelier. However, in at least one edited for television version, the scene continues as Dr. Barrett recoils from the explosion, then begins staggering through his laboratory as a supernatural wind picks up and his instruments are exploding around him. He then stumbles to the ground and the chandelier falls on his head.
Ah, okay. So that would have been cool to see because the way it played out in the version we watched, they cut too much, you know, and I understand the off scene kill, but it just did. I mean, with that one explosion, it just didn't really set up his death because I thought, okay, it exploded. No. He could have ran out the room, something, you know, gone to find the other two and, you know, gone from there. But that makes more sense.
What was that exploded? Was it like a radio or an EMF or something? What the fuck?
It looked like a really early like EMF reader.
Okay,
that's the impression I got too because it had the dials and everything.
Yeah,
dude, but just the shrapnel in his face, like that's just like. But yeah, why? Like I don't know. You get him from like that where he's still like, no, he's still good. He's just hurt.
Yeah, he's just hurt.
No,
and then nope, he's fucking sliced and diced.
No, he's dead.
You're like, and it looked like such an awesome kill. You're like, wait a minute, no, how did that? Nah.
Yeah, because he was fucked up. Like that wasn't just a little bit. Like he was
mutilated.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so we kind of got robbed of a little bit there.
Yeah,
you know. But once again, PG. So
yeah, true that.
What? So do you remember the other PG movie that we reviewed by chance?
No.
Tourist Trap.
Oh,
that's right.
Tourist Trap was PG.
Yeah.
It was PG, and that probably has to be the hardest PG movie I have ever fucking seen. Still today. But go back and check that episode out. That was a long time ago.
Go back and check all of our old episodes out.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's fun. It's fun show.
They're all up over at projectlouder.net.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Boom.
Along with my show, Somewhat Supernatural. You can catch all of our episodes there.
Boom, boom.
Absolutely.
What are you on 12 now?
Yeah, this Friday will be episode 12.
Nice.
And I think I switched my my subject for this episode. I was gonna do werewolves. Follow up with the vampires, do the werewolves, historic werewolves. But I think I'm gonna go with something that is out right now. I'm gonna talk about Ed and Lorraine Warren.
All right, excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So tune in Friday.
Werewolves can always come back into the circle.
Always.
Yeah, touch on what's hot right now. It's a good idea.
Yep.
Very nice, dude. Very nice. So any more notes there, Mr.
That is all I got, my friend.
Oh, man. So I'm not going to lie. I'm a little light on big questions because I feel like we talked about a lot of them. One was the cat, which I kind of assumed it was possessed by the thing because I thought that's what they actually said at some point, but I couldn't remember. I need to rewatch this, dude. I need to watch this with better surround sound because, I had a fan and the AC going, so it was kind of like so I had subtitles going. And if anybody out there is listening to this and you haven't watched it, and you go watch it, the subtitles, at least where I watched it, they weren't exact all the time. So what they were saying versus what you're reading, you were just like, wait, what? No, they definitely didn't say that. But yeah, I'm very excited to give this a rewatch. But unless you guys had any questions, I mean,
I didn't have any scoobs.
I don't I didn't really have any questions.
I know this comes a little late and I apologize.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good, man. I mean, but we did really talk about, before, we jumped the gun earlier talking about this stuff, but I mean, we pretty much covered, any really real questions that we could have had other than how, because they really didn't touch on exactly what occurred to the previous team. You know what I mean? So that
could always be a prequel.
And I would love to see that. I would love to see what happened to the previous team.
And we know that what's his name escapes at the end. So that would just be a very dramatic escape. Like when you finally get to that scene, because that's the one that we all know going in. Yeah, I'm totally getting
that would make a fantastic movie.
You know what? So you start it whenever the first shit went, the actual massacre.
Yeah.
You started with the massacre, open up,
and you started like the beginning of Ghost Ship, because that is one of the most awesome fucking intros to a fucking movie ever.
Right.
Which I believe we're watching in August.
Yay.
I believe you are correct on that, sir. August 16th, actually. Yeah, dude. Give us the massacre. I think it said 29 people. I'm gonna have to rewatch it just through. Brody, you watched it twice already. Tell me how many times they massacred, how many people you massacred in the original massacre. Because I think it was there was 8 investigators in the 50s investigation, they said. So,
and it'd be real fucking easy to do. Especially if you went with minimal effects the way they did with this one and just do all, effects the way that the old movie was, it would still be scary. You know what I mean?
Absolutely it would.
But give us the R.
Yeah, but give us that R. Yeah.
Don't go PG-13. Go R.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like this was heavier than some PG-13 movies that you would get now.
Oh, yeah,
definitely. I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
70s PG is a way different vibe, and 80s PG for that matter.
Yeah.
Way different vibe than even PG-13s nowadays. PG-13s, you could shoot up motherfuckers day and night, but you're not going to have ghost rape scenes. And that just came with the times.
Yeah, they are changing.
Yeah, right. But if we don't have any big questions, I guess we hit on to the big old Chad Daddy questions.
Yeah, buddy. So what format did you watch it and how was the quality?
Scoops?
I Amazon Primed it and it was mwah.
Same.
Well, that was an easy one. I figured Chad did definitely, because when he was nodding with the subtitle remark, I'm just yeah. But
yeah, that's funny because it's one of those times where it might have been better to turn on closed captioning instead of subtitles, because closed captioning actually follows what they're saying versus what the subtitles are programmed in.
Think about that. I actually honestly thought it was kind of one and the same. I'm not gonna lie, I might be stupid on that. I'll have to check that out, dude.
Yeah.
All right. So
Moving on, douche of the movie.
Dr. Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Barrett was kind of douchey.
He kind of was.
Yeah. He was, because he wouldn't even listen to her a little bit. And when I say her, I mean Florence. Like, he just fucking, and she called him straight up on it too, which I loved. Like, I don't know. He has to take it, because who else would you give it to? I mean, the one guy, he's already like traumatized from the first one, so you already
unless you're gonna give it to the ghost. The ghost
that's what I was thinking. Because he was kind of a douche when he was alive.
He's the ultimate douche. He's like, I guess you could, you know what, you could, because he was such a douche, and he loved being such a douche that he wanted to do it in death as well.
He was such a douche that he chopped off his legs because he was so short. He wanted to be taller.
Ooh,
he was such a douche.
He was five foot, or not. No, he says you weren't even 5 foot. That's what he said. So he had to be under 5 feet.
So that's when I was watching, I was like, so he's a pissed off ghost dwarf.
Napoleon syndrome ghost.
Okay, here's how much of a douche he was. He was so much of a douche, he lied about being multiple ghosts.
Oh, okay. We're giving it to Belasco.
You know what? That's a take right there.
Yeah.
You know, that's some Scooby-Doo shit right there. It was the same guy the whole time.
Yeah.
What?
And I would have got away with it too.
Yeah. If you didn't find my lead room.
Yeah, fuck yeah, the ghost. All right, the ghost. I changed mine to the ghost.
Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
You sold me on that. I'm going to have to go.
All right, so favorite kill, of which we only saw 2. Technically, we only saw 1.
The falling cross for me, because I got to see it. Although it was very cheesy, you still got to see it, you know.
Right, she was writing she was writing out the B in her blood and everything like that. Like, I'm gonna have to agree, dude. I mean, we only got 2, and the one was the one was a, hey, look what happened.
Okay, this is just an example of how a good horror movie can be without being bloody, without having a high body count.
No, and it doesn't.
Good cerebral horror.
Yep.
Which, listen, we the three of us all enjoy our. I don't want to say body horror, like, because not to the extent of like some movies, but you know what I mean.
We love body counts.
We love our gore.
We love a high body count.
Yeah. But no, you're right. You can have a really good scary movie without any terrible over the top kind of shit.
Yeah, this had a lot of substance to it.
It did, man. Everybody brought it home. Nice.
This is something that's nice, you know, to take a little break away from the blood and gore and everything. You watch something like this, it's almost a little more classy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Ooh, Brody's question. How did McDowell's character survive the first wave? See, this is why we need a prequel, so we know.
Yeah, because it just says he escaped. It didn't say like exactly what occurred.
Which, okay, can we side note? It's not like super side note, but it's on that topic. Were you guys getting the vibe that he could have actually been the serial killer in the beginning?
Yes, I thought maybe he was
giving that vibe hard, dude.
I thought maybe he was possessed, or he was the son,
that too.
Or that he was the son of, because they said, they didn't even know if the son, I forget the son's name. She kept saying it over and over again, and it fucking pissed me off that she kept saying his first name and last name.
I honestly don't even remember, and they said it like 50 fucking times.
Yeah. Well, so I thought
it started with a D, but I can't remember what it was.
Daniel Belasco. So I thought maybe he could have been Daniel Belasco, and that he was playing victim to go back because they needed to do some kind of ritual to favor his dad or what the fuck ever. But I thought that maybe he could have been that character, and because he had kind of like that telepathic power that he was doing everything and controlling everything, and he made the shit happen at the dinner table. That's what I thought was going on at first.
So it's kind of a red herring then.
Yeah.
He was, well, I don't know, I might be fucking up. What is it is it telekinetic when you can move stuff with your mind?
Yeah. Telekinesis.
Yes. So that's what he was, right? He was a telekinetic.
He had telekinesis. Or no?
Well, he said that he was a physical medium.
They didn't really go into exact details to what a physical medium is.
But that's what I took from it when they said physical. Like that's what I took.
Right, like you can move stuff with your mind. Yeah, that's why she kept calling him out, because she was like, "Oh, he's using you to like do all this shit." What's that?
Ladies and gentlemen, the doppelganger Kangenberger, Mr. Brody Kane, just realized today that Roddy McDowall was in Fright Night.
Yeah. What a badass movie.
One of the main characters of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Surprised we haven't done that one yet.
I love that movie.
I mean, we had Vampire
watched that not long ago.
too. Never know. Could. Where the hell were we, gentlemen?
We are. We're just on best scene. We were just talking about the kills and everything. So.
Oh yeah,
we only had two.
Now.
Best scene, cat.
That's what I wrote down. Cat. Killer cat.
I was gonna go with dinner scene, but you guys might be swaying me towards the cat scene.
Dinner scene was great.
I love the
motherfucker almost gets stabbed by like a whole tray of
dinner scene was cool. Like that whole, with everything and the way that they pulled it off was great. You can't go wrong with the killer cat scene.
Is like the cat is just like how the cat scene in fucking Reanimator smells.
I know what I mean. I got to give it to the cat scene because we talked for it for like 5 minutes. We talked about the whole cat scene.
Fucking over.
Yeah, I got to go with the cat scene then. Yep.
Don't even want to watch this movie. Watch this movie for that fucking scene. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
It's very Bruce Campbell versus his hand.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
It's
not as good, but it's there. It's there.
Ooh, speaking of Bruce Campbell. So you know how I'm going to a movie thing where he's supposed to come up or he's going to be there or whatever. And if you don't, whatever. So they were supposed to show some second movie. I've never heard of it or whatever. They scratched that. So now they're doing Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2.
Fuck.
Perfect. Yeah!
That
made
is
this whole
awesome.
night 1,000 times better, dude.
Fuck
Perfect.
Yeah. But continuing on, cat scene.
Yeah. Cat scene. I'll go
cat
with
scene
cat scene.
all fucking day, dude.
We
How
talked
is
about
that
that. That's got to be it. Yeah.
How is that not the best scene in this movie? Brody might disagree. I don't know. He could, but the dinner scene was good. The church scene was great too. I mean, but it was just over the top. Opening scene. Did it hook you gentlemen in?
For me, it did not. It took a while for me to get into this movie. It wasn't one of those ones that just hooked me in right off the bat.
Okay.
But that's not taking away anything from the movie. It's a great movie.
No, that's fair.
It didn't really have a hook, but then again, this is a 1973 film. They didn't really feel the need to hook somebody in quite like they do now.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was more abrupt than what it was, and then you actually get to the title, and I was like, oh, that was actually a longer opening than I expected.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
I'm actually going to say it was a soft yes. And I say a soft yes because for some reason, just him talking to that creepy old dude right from the get-go, and then like, you don't know who this guy is. He's giving him like this offer that, he can't refuse, and he's hunting ghosts. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in, dude. Like that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That for some reason that did it to me. And I thought that was just the intro. And then it's that whole extra scene of him talking to, I don't know who that other guy was. The driver, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to call him. I think he's the dude that shows up, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, soft yes. And then that title card is definitely like when you see the house and the title card goes over the house. I think that's like
that title card just like popped up suddenly too.
Right. That is like definitely
boom, Legend of Hell House
right there. Bam, with the music and everything. So
yeah.
All righty. Best tits, hottest girl. Best dick, hottest dude.
Now hear me out, fellas. Hear me out for best tits. All right. Best tits. Because there was tits in this movie.
You see also
and the best tits. No. The best
are you going?
The best tits goes to the gold statue.
Yeah. I was gonna say them statue. She was fucking like
she was fondling that statue too.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
So I wrote down best tits, and I said last night too, gold statue's got the best tits.
This is a movie where if you had a son who was like a little bit before probably double digits, he would definitely feel probably a little weird watching this movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what's going on?
Especially in that scene.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I felt a little weird. I was like, hey. I was like, this is a whole different movie here. I don't know what Chad picked, but I like it.
I think I have to say that this may be the first time that the Best Tits Award goes to an inanimate object.
Yeah.
Right?
But you can't argue. You can't.
No,
argue.
you can't. Those were huge.
And they were the only.
Those are like porn star huge.
They were the only direct ones we got, like you said.
Yeah.
We got the side boobage.
Got to take what you can get.
Okay, so that brings us to the hottest girl then.
Mrs. Barrett.
You know what? I'm actually gonna have to go with Florence Tanner, dude.
That's what I was thinking too. I don't know.
Okay, so Gail Honey. I don't want to say it again.
Gail Honeycutt.
Honeycutt. I'll say it. Honeycutt. There you go. I feel like she looked weird when she had like her like just bull head with like.
I don't know, dude. I thought she was sexy as fuck.
But wait. But there, obviously the dirty scenes, yes. But even the scene before that, when she was just in the nightgown with her hair down and the glasses, reading the book, I was just like, "Well, hello, Mrs."
Yeah, exactly.
But I still have to go with Pamela Franklin as Florence Tanner, dude, because she's just got them big doughy eyes.
Yeah,
and that shit's, dude. Like, yeah. She could probably get
neither one's the wrong answer, to be honest.
No, they're both beautiful women, dude. And I feel like for best dick, dude, I'm gonna have to go with oh fuck. I'm gonna have to go with Roddy McDowell.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking.
Ass sideburns, dude, and fucking. Those weren't crazy 70s sideburns, but they were like.
They weren't the mutton chops.
They were respectable.
They were thank you. Yeah, yes,
respectable.
They were business sideburns.
Okay, so then that brings us to: did the score set the mood? I think it did an amazing job.
Yeah,
great.
It was very early 70s, late 60-ish horror movie kind of vibe to it. I liked it. It set the mood.
Pre-synth, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't horror music either.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, just enough. And okay.
Hey,
so
can you get? Am I
going to say we're
clear on you guys?
You're stroking out.
You're stroking out a little bit. You're in the yellow. You're moving slow. Fuck you, internets. Oh, lost Chad Daddy. I'm sure he'll be right back.
Chad Daddy.
So, all right, we did score.
There really was no song that we could
there's
say
no
was the
song
best
that I
song.
can fucking think of.
Who was your favorite character?
Oh, is the Chad Daddy back?
The Chad.
All right, Chad is back.
Green line now, so
yep, you are good.
I cut my camera resolution too, so that might help.
Yeah. So, favorite character?
I got to go back and say Roddy McDowell.
Yeah,
he's not just the best dick. I thought he was the most interesting character.
He was. He had a lot of history. You know what I mean? Like he was the more well-developed character out of all of them, I would say.
Yes.
God damn, dude, I really don't want to agree, but at the same time, we only have 4 people to fucking talk about in this movie. So.
Well, five if you count the ghost.
If you count the ghost, yeah.
Yeah, 5 if you count the ghost.
No,
who himself was a very interesting character, but
yeah.
I mean, he was great. Like, okay, so he sold it, and he was like a perfect red herring, like we already mentioned.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons. Like, he just played crazy so well.
Yeah, if this was just played off as a murder mystery, he would have been suspect number 1.
Oh,
yeah.
All day long. As soon as he came on scene, it was just like, that guy. It's that dude.
You know why? It's the glass. That's just what I was going to say. The glasses. He has
and the way they made his
glasses.
eyes bigger. Yeah.
Yep. You're like, what's up, Dahmer?
Yeah.
No. Like, fuck off.
No, I kept thinking of what the fuck's his name? God damn it! I just had a brain fart from Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, Bubbles.
Yeah, Bubbles. every time they did a close up of his and his eyes were all big, I was like, fucking Bubbles.
Fucking. I mean, even though the doctor was a douche, I did like his character though, because he was the whole like. It felt like if everybody just listened to everybody else, they would already like got the fuck out. Nothing would have happened. But obviously, like, he's the guy, even though he is an asshole for that reason, he's the guy that has to like push it along to like, because he's there to do his job. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And gotta kind of guess respect that a little.
And, you know, in a sense, he was supposed to be the skeptic, but you created this whole machine to rid spiritual energy. So how are you a skeptic if you created this, electromagnetic radiation machine, the EMR machine, as he called it?
That's a good question, buddy. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So he had to be a believer of some sort. You know what I mean? Because
in some way, yeah.
Well, maybe that's what it was. He was a believer. He was just a disprover. So anywhere else that was like, hey, this is haunted, he went and was like, no, but that doesn't mean
Switch. Not anymore.
That doesn't mean he already hasn't been to actual haunted places. So he does know what he's looking for.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, that's a good question. And I love that was straight up like out of the Batcave from '66 Batman.
Oh yeah, fuck
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like that shit was just straight like.
But you know,
some gauges, some lights, and a lever.
I loved that when she went to hit it, it didn't destroy it. You know, like she went for the gauge and hit the gauge,
she
and he was like,
glass. "That's all she
was
did."
like, whew, she didn't know what she. Thank God she didn't know where to hit. And I was like, you know, I actually like that because it showed, you know, in a lot of movies now, like think, you know, got with Godzilla versus Kong, when they're in there and they pour water on the computer to, you know, break the link. Yeah. And I'm like, come on, that's not how that works. You know what I mean? So if she would have just like smashed one thing and then it not work, that's not how things work. So I love the fact that they actually made that somewhat realistic, that, you know, she went and hit it. And I mean, he knocked her out too. Like I kind of chuckled at that too, though, when he knocked her out. But
yeah, that was pretty good, dude.
But I actually like the fact that, you know, the machinery kept working after that.
Mm-hmm. So, you know what? It's kind of funny that the knock her out part just reminded me of so the scene where the ectoplasm was coming out of her fingers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going across the table, whatever. Did it bitch slap his wife?
See, that's that. Okay, so that's
I swear to God, it fucking did, because she looked like, yeah, see, Brody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brody. Dude, that goes straight up bitch slapped her. And the best part of that whole scene was he runs right by her to check the medium. He like, oh, okay, she's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why that.
Now I'm gonna have to jump watch that again.
Dude, that shit caught me so off guard. I was laughing my ass off because I was like, I even brought that up to my wife. I was like, I love how he just totally ignored his wife getting hit by a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
To go check the chick.
But you know what? She had no fucking business being there anyways. She wasn't a medium. She wasn't a fucking. You know what I mean?
Tell her right in the beginning.
She had no business there. None.
You're right.
And then what the fuck? You're just gonna leave and you're gonna leave the bodies there, like, because when the movie ended, it just ends with them leaving and they just leave the body there. Like, there was no.
I mean, they got to go to the cops, tell them, and they can go back unless they weren't supposed to be there.
But that's gonna look really sus if you show up and he murdered.
Yeah, but the creepy old guy at the beginning bought the house, so there's no reason for them not to have been there. He sent them there.
Yeah, he sent them there. True.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I would say they left him there because I'm sure the police would have had to do some kind of investigation themselves.
Yeah.
You can't just take the bodies with you and say, here you go.
Unless they like shoved him in the lead room and then closed the door and they're like, nobody will know.
Nobody will know. Fuck him. We'll just leave.
Whatever happened to those guys?
That'd be a hell of a story to explain to the police. Like, what the hell happened here? And he just points to the embalmed body. He did it.
That guy right there did it.
The guy with the fake legs in the wheelchair? Yep. Yeah. So was it scary, gentlemen?
I would say yeah.
I think when it originally came out, yes. Nowadays, not so much. I can see how it can be scary. But I just think like we're so desensitized to stuff nowadays that
agreed.
Without a doubt, yeah.
It really wasn't scary, but it was good. It was a good scary, not
it was very entertaining. Yeah. Like it hits all those key horror elements, dude. Like I feel like that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to say no, but desensitized might be the issue on that.
I'm gonna say marginal yes. I think it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely got a little creep sauce during the whole sex scene and shit. I'm not gonna lie there. Like that was kind of hitting some boundaries. I was like, whoa, okay, doing this now. But I'll go with creepy. How's that?
Yeah.
It's creepy. Yeah, I give it that. I can give it that. It's creepy.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Which brings us to, does it hold up to today? Does it hold up today?
Yes.
I think so, especially with all the paranormal films that we have. It still holds up.
Fuck ton.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for this being as old as it is, never hearing about it. And yeah, it's you can see where this probably set the bar for a lot of ones that come, obviously, that we're used to now and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like Brody mentioned in his review, it's just there were times where you felt like you were almost watching a Conjuring movie or The Haunting, or The Haunting. I got that vibe too, just because 4 people in a haunted house, like that's where my main vibe went from that, and that was just about it. But it's fucking good shit, dude.
All right. So was the acting good or bad then?
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was good. It was good.
Obviously, Honeycutt definitely sold her acting abilities there. If everybody didn't get a little bit hot and bothered.
So Brody has a question. Brody has a question.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a real actor.
Yeah.
Brody asked, old mate with no legs sitting in the wheelchair, was that a real actor or a dummy? Yes, that was Michael Goh. He did like a lot of Hammer films back in the day, and he also played Alfred in the Tim Burton Batman films.
Yes, and I thought he looked familiar. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was like, where the fuck? And then I looked him up, and I was like, holy shit, it's Alfred. Yeah.
Yep.
No shit. That's awesome, dude. Glad you just told me that, because I did not know that. But yeah, I think acting all around was great. I don't think anybody did a bad job. Everybody sold their roles.
Yeah, McDowell pretty much stole every scene he was in. Dude was a phenomenal actor.
I could see some people might think Florence was a little overacting, but at the same time, I think that was just her character, because she was the one getting fucked with pretty much the whole goddamn movie. So
yeah,
I'd be a little pissed off too, and a little fucking loud. So that brings us to, did you like the cinematography?
I loved it. There was one right when they first went into the house. The way the camera just went through the hallway, and it like focused real quick on this one statue of a head. And I don't know if it was like Satan's head or what, but it was just this white statue that was there. And every time the camera would be around that statue, I was like, dude, and it was just like a beautiful shot of them just walking in that first area. And that the way that the camera just hit that statue, it was beautiful for me. I loved it. I loved
cinematography in this. The lighting, everything was on par. My favorite. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, Chad's
stroking out a little bit.
We got the Florence part.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the scene where Florence comes out of her bedroom in the morning, and the shot was filmed like you see, instead of seeing it directly, it's filmed in the reflection of that nice shiny teapot.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I love that shot. That made me think of what was that with the crazy killer in the supermarket? Was that Intruder?
Oh, Intruder. Yeah. Where you saw the mirror. Yeah.
Like it was reflected in that big jar or whatever. That's what it made me think of. I love experimental shots like that you don't see very often.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because actually that's the one I was going to bring up. And I feel like they did a couple other reflective shots in this movie as well, where you saw him walking into the reflection. And I don't know what it is about that, but that is always just a nice, enjoyable, like just a little change up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It breaks the tedium of just seeing a normal, average, ordinary, everyday run of the mill movie.
And I got to agree with our brother, Mr. Kane. He, for the audio listeners, he says the low Dutch tilt shot revealing them standing outside the building was quite exquisite. And yeah, you get the vibe you get from just looking at that house is just like, this thing is fucking massive. This is a mansion, like legit.
And how great was it? Just the dimly lit like sex dungeon in the cellar. Like I'm sitting there watching, like, how can they even see? Is there any light? And they have like one light on, and there's all the shadows playing everywhere. That was one of the scariest parts of the house to me.
So
agreed.
Can we talk? We didn't even bring it up, and I'm kind of surprised. But here was another reflection shot. The mirrored ceiling above the bed.
Oh yes,
fucking mirrored. Oh my god, dude, that is straight up pimp. I love it. I don't give a shit what you say. It's always so cheesy, but at the same time, come on, man. If you've ever used one, you know.
Yes.
You know. And yeah.
Well, that just goes along with the debauchery that was going on, you know, when
Well, that was obviously that was the sex room. I'm gonna say, given all the red, everything was like that velvet red, and you know what I mean. I don't know. And again, those the other time we saw statue titties, when the statues were getting on with the shadows, like you said.
Yeah.
But that was a weird scene too. She was definitely getting turned on by that shit.
Well, I think that was just to show like how Chad said, you know, her sexual
desires coming
to life, you know.
It's just hell yeah, dude. All right. Anything else on cinematography? Besides the reflection shots, I don't think I got anything else.
Yeah, I'd say.
I mean, we got some good close-ups, especially when he has that weird what's his name has that weird attack in front of the fireplace.
Yeah.
Like
that was almost an uncomfortable close-up, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you said uncomfortable close-ups. What was that scene where they were talking, where they were extremely close to each other, the doc and him? It was after, like, it was when he was telling him about his wife, how he came down the night before. Do you remember that at all? They were, no. I don't know. For some reason, like, if you took a webcam and put two people like right here, edge to edge, like that's exactly where they were. And it almost felt like fucking a Lonely Island video or something like that, dude. And Adam Sandberg and like Justin Timberlake are like touching noses. Like I almost expected it to go to like that level, but oh man. Anything else, gentlemen, or to the next one? To the next one.
To the next.
So, do you like the premise?
Love it. Yep. Love it. I love a good haunted house story.
Yep.
Fully agree. I think we've said enough what we could say about the haunted houses. So, recycle, rewind, or remake?
I'm going to go, and I hate to say this, but only because I would love to get a prequel movie. I want it remade. I would love to see this remade. But like I said, with practical effects, I don't want any CGI. Don't show me the fucking ghost. Don't show me, you know what I mean? Don't change too much of the story. Give us a little bit more backstory on like of the original shit. Would be great. But I would like to see it remade.
What if they didn't just do a remake, but they just did a random like prequel? What if they're like, yo, we're just gonna make a prequel after this movie?
I would be okay with either. If they do a remake, I'd like to see all the stuff that was changed from the book put back in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would be okay if that was actually incorporated into the prequel instead.
Ooh. Yeah. That'd be cool too.
What if, let's just say you're rebooting it, but you start off with the prequel. So it's not necessarily the prequel. You just start off with that 50s investigation about the murder in the 20s. And then that could lead you to a sequel, which would actually be this first initial, The Legend of Hell House.
Just make it a fucking Conjuring movie.
I mean, it practically is, but you could definitely fit that in a movie night, dude. If you wanted like Conjuring, like if you were watching all these and then like, you're like, oh, what else you got?
Yeah.
Well, I got this fucking doozy right here from 1973. All righty. So I'm going to have to, we lost Chadwick. Well, fuck do you do? So besides, I'm also going to rewind it though. I thought this was very good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really good movie.
Chad Daddy's back. You were in the, damn it. He was in the green. In the yellow. We're going to rate this bitch, and I'm going to throw in Brody's rating too. You guys are cool with that.
Of course.
So a nice 4.
That works for me.
All right. And so Brody's was a 4.1 if I'm not mistaken.
4. I think he said 4. Solid 4.
Yeah? All right.
Think so.
Go 4. Scoob, what do you rate this book?
I'm going to give it a 3.8. I liked it. It was fun. It's a good movie, good watch. It ran perfect. It wasn't slow. It was a good film. Good.
Hey, Brody gave it a 4.1. So yeah.
Okay, 4.1. Okay,
that's okay. Chad Daddy,
I'll give it a 4.
What do you rate this bad boy?
4 even. Yep.
All right. I'm gonna rate this bad boy. I'm also going to go with a 4.
All right.
So
should be about a 3.9.
A score of 3.97.
Ooh.
Just round that up to
we
a
just
4.
round that shit up to a 4.
Just round that shit up to a 4.
All righty. So that is a Gore N More score of 4 for The Legend of Hell House.
Ding, 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 ding.
Excellent, gentlemen. So
Yeah,
next week, Chad Daddy, what are we covering, buddy?
Next week is it a Korean Train to Busan film?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This
is a Bobby pick who unfortunately won't be here next week. Either.
Motherfucker. Yes, Bobby sends his condolences.
Get scuba again, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
We should have Boss Man back for that for next week.
Yes, he will be
all
here.
well rested and hopefully found his spirit animal.
Mini Sasquatch with the giant dick.
Mini Squatch.
Yeah.
Dick Squatch.
Dick Squatch.
See, now, if what's his name in this movie there, the ghost, if he was short, if he was hanging, he would have been fine. You know what I mean?
True,
he would have been good. He wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
I think you're right.
But so we're doing Train to Busan, and you can find that bitch pretty much everywhere. Tubi, Pluto, Crackle. It's all free on those. Premium subscription on Hulu and Amazon and all that other good shit. So yeah, join us next week for that. Other than that, gentlemen, is there anything else?
I got nothing.
I think we got a good clean episode done.
Alrighty, catch Somewhat Supernatural coming up.
Yes, sir. This Friday, we'll be talking about Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Nice.
You will not catch Fatality this upcoming Friday, but we'll be uploading some audio issues. So what the fuck am I talking
Episodes.
about?
But as always, guys, do go and, you can listen to any of the audio only podcasts over at projectlouder.net. All of the old episodes, check them out for every single podcast that we have. We know the boss man would love that. So check them out.
And other than that, I think that's it. So without further ado, I am your host, your Fluff Master Supreme, Mr. Big Johnny D, saying adios, Gorehounds.
This is your Chad Daddy saying I'll see you next week, bitches.
This is Scuba Steve saying I'll see you on Somewhat Supernatural on this Friday, baby.
And next week on the show.
Yeah.